Namaskar and welcome to Awakening with Brahmakumaris. Welcome, sister.
Om Shanti, thank you.
Welcome to Going Beyond.
Have you been thinking about what we discussed last time?
Sister, I'm still confused and I read something very close to what's happening in my mind
Really?
after our discussion. It says, resting from the inside, I always wanted that, enables you to become strong and the best. Illness will come and it is our job to send it away. If we remain confused about what to do, it will stay. The illness will stay. If I remain confused about what... So resting from inside enables you to become strong and illness will come and our job is to cure ourselves.
Resting the mind will be healthy and illness is created by our own confusion, and now it's up to us to get rid of the illness. Now this goes so well with what we discussed last time. Confused about what to do. This seems to be a line for most of us.
I'm confused about quite a few things when we discuss, especially about saying no and being assertive. And I still think that, it's very difficult for a person with a lot of power or age or or a status and money to listen to that word no.
We're not talking about the person who has to listen to the no. That's the second stage.
Because I cannot say no to him because he will not be able to listen to me.
They're two different things. One is my power to be able to say no, and the other is your power to be able to listen to a no. They're two different things. Let's take it step by step. One, why am I not being able to say no? Because I need approval and acceptance. I understood that. Second, I need approval and acceptance because I think that is love. So I say yes because of these two reasons. So first I will explore these two reasons, then I will learn how to say no. Because it will have to go stepwise. Because unless I heal myself inside, I cannot say no, or I cannot be assertive. And if I try to say no without healing myself inside, then it will not be an assertive no, it will be a reactive no, which we all do very often. There are times
Can you explain this?
And there are times when we say no to people.
Yeah, but the healing.
Yeah, the healing. The healing is my self-esteem. Today, my self-esteem is dependent on other people's approval. I feel I'm a nice person. When people say I'm a nice person, and people say I'm a nice person only when I do things that they want. This is very, very deep ingrained in society today. When I do things the way people want me to do it, people say I'm a nice person. And the day, even if they've been saying I'm a nice person for like 10 years, the 11th year, if I think of doing something which they don't think is their way, it's just that I started doing things a little different way, they have a lot of things to say about us. So this I will need to understand. I will get their approval only till I do things their way. Even if it means 20 years, 30 years, and after that if you do one thing.
And you know what you've got to listen to? You've never listened to me in my lifetime.
I can tell you from my experience, if I keep doing things what people want me to do around me, especially after this, so many years of awakening and so many programs and so many places to go and so many people to meet, and if I go on saying yes, yes, yes to everybody, then what I get from them is, oh, there's so much humility, you're so loveful, you're so sweet. And I said, okay. And the day I say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this, they will say, look at the ego. She's got such an ego now. It doesn't take a minute to shift from...
She's become a star.
Yes, it doesn't take a minute to shift from, you're so humble, to,
Ego.
You're so egoistic. And sometimes earlier I would find this very strange that yesterday they were saying that I'm humble and today they're saying I'm egoistic. I'm sure I didn't change between yesterday morning to today morning.
In 24 hours, 360 degrees change.
How come such a big change? And earlier they will say the extreme on the other side, oh, you're so humble, humility is your quality, and they'll just go on and on appreciating you. And next morning, oh, look at the ego. She's saying no to us. We're elder to her. Without considering the health of the other person, the other commitments of the other person, the capacity. No. So we need to be ready for this. That people's opinion about us will change when we not do things their way. This is done. There are very few people who can go, very few relationships who can go beyond this, approval game to keep the relationship and respect for each other intact. Even a most beautiful relationship like parent and child. There was this father who called me up and his son was in the 10th standard. And he said, my son has got into a relationship in school. And I said, okay, it is happening nowadays. And he says, no, how could he do that? I said, it's okay, brother, it happens. He says, no, my son was such a wonderful boy. He was such an obedient son. He had such lovely sanskars. He always used to listen to me, and look at what he has become now. This was a father talking about a child. And 5 times in his next few sentences, he says, he was such a nice boy. He was such an obedient son. And every time he said was. And then I waited for 2 minutes and I said, your son was. Now what is he? He says, now he's become arrogant. He's rebellious. He refuses to listen to what I say. A parent changing totally about the perception he has about his own son. So when I heard this person talking like this, and I said, if a parent can change the perception about their son just like this, only because the son has done something which doesn't get the parents' approval, then why are we being surprised by how other people change towards us? They're not even our parents or the best of friends.
Yeah.
And which made it easier to understand that people will only approve when we do things their way. Now I need to choose how I want to live my life. One, if I have the capacity, everyone's capacities are different. If I have the capacity to continue doing things for what people want me to do, then that's one way of living my life. But then question mark is how you're feeling inside. Like you said, the girl who gets married, she's done an MBA, probably from America, come back to India, gets married in this huge joint family. And after doing her engineering and MBA, whatever, and the family suddenly says, oh, we want the girl to live at home after she gets married. Now here the person has 2 choices. What do I do? One, if she chooses that I will be at home, I will not work, then she needs to play with her choices inside for some time and say, why am I choosing to be at home? Well, I'm choosing to be at home because if I make this choice, these people, my in-laws, my husband and everybody around me is going to be comfortable with my decision. Okay, so how does that matter to me? That matters to me because that will bring harmony in my relationship. Okay, how does that matter to me? Oh, that matters to me because I will be happy if these relationships are flowing smoothly. And so I am happy making this choice. If I am able to talk to myself, keep on talking, introspecting, and I can come down to this last line which says, I am happy doing this and I am doing this for myself, then go ahead and do the toughest thing in the world.
I'm happy doing this and I'm doing it for myself.
Then it's just do anything. If that girl wants to accept the decision of the family, she should not say to herself, I'm doing this for their approval. I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this because if I do this, they will love me. Then she will do it, but internally will never be happy. And because internally never happy, she'll never radiate the right vibration to them. And if she doesn't do that, she'll never get it back. And so after 20 years, she'll say, they're still not happy. I sacrificed my whole life for them.
Sister, here, same place, you're getting a very nice person, nice man, nice family, enough money for 3 generations, and a little compromise, and not the power to say no to this marriage, but saying yes, thinking that tomorrow I may be able to do these things. I do not like these things. Now supposing he says, I don't want children. And she might say, it's such a good family and everything. We'll see later on. Maybe tomorrow he might say, okay to it.
At every step first, cannot think about tomorrow. It can be a huge source of pain. I think tomorrow you will be like this. Every moment people are changing. And changing doesn't mean in a negative sense. It just means we are changing. No 2 moments we will be the same. We are constantly changing because our thoughts are changing. And who are we? As you think, so you become. Like you said, later on we will see.
That's what I'm asking you.
So
then
that's
she could have said
risky.
no to the marriage day one. That's what I want
Either
to say.
say no initially, or second, when it happens, then take responsibility of it.
Yeah.
Either ways.
Now I understand.
What should I do so that I can create comfort inside? Because resting the mind is what will give me peace and happiness. The mind is ill because it's constantly in this confusion. What should I do? What should I do? So I have to create a silent mind. So in every situation, in every relationship, I need to just stop and check, what can I do to rest my mind right now? This is a very beautiful line that you've shared with us. How do I rest my mind? Either I say yes or I say no. If I say yes, how should I say yes? Work on myself, keep on talking to myself till I'm able to say to myself, I'm doing this for myself.
My happiness.
It's for myself, never anything for anyone else. Never. It may sound very selfish. Never anything for anyone else. If we tell ourselves, I'm doing this for them, then there is a possibility that we can do it without being happy. And if I do something without being happy internally, it will never get me the right results.
Yeah, one of my friends used to tell me that she doesn't do anything which she doesn't like. And I, at that time, thought that she's so selfish.
Yeah.
Will not she do anything for me? And she says, no, I don't do anything which I don't like.
Right.
And it was not a very pleasant line for me.
Yeah, but it's actually a most beautiful line, and which means that she will always do what she likes and so will always be happy about what she's doing. And even when she plans to do something for you, she will not do it for you and make you feel that she's doing it for you, because we love to impose this thing on other people that I did this for you, and will never do anything for you being unhappy inside, because then it will anyways not be the right foundation for the relationship. So it's time to stop and check how much the craving for these 3 drugs are: approval, acceptance, and appreciation.
The 3 S's.
Yeah, it's creating so much of turmoil inside, so much of conflict inside, and a dependency inside. So it's time now, if we find the need that we want to be free of this dependency, then it's time to clean the system, detoxify the soul, because of all this dependency that has been created. And the first step that I need to do to clean these belief systems that have been created is to understand approval from others does not mean love. It's just approval. Let's keep it to approval. This is approval, this is acceptance, this is appreciation. It doesn't mean it's love. And now play with this line and check it.
Sister, if we get stuck in this word approval kind of a thing, then approval also has different things. He did not approve it. 50% marks, 25% marks, 100% approval. Then you want to be always having approval 100%, 150%. Again, the drug.
Because the dosage, you've set your dosage now. That's why we saw dependency in any form can be intoxicating for some time, but very damaging in the long run.
If you ask me something, how's this dish or XYZ, whatever, it's okay. So there's a difference between okay and good.
True.
And then it's good. This difference between good and very good. Not bad. What do you mean by not bad? You mean to say it's bad? No, no, it's excellent. Oh, you're not telling it from your heart. It's only from your just. I can read your expression. Are you real? You really mean excellent? So much of confusion.
But that's because you said no. But that's because you said the excellent only to please the other person, and then the other person will say.
Because the other person is also tired that this girl or this boy or father or son or boss wants approval all the time. He's a beggar.
It's a beggar. Look at the line. He's a beggar. We've all become beggars. We're literally begging for this approval and acceptance and are ready to do anything for it. We are crossing our limits. We're ready to do anything for this approval and acceptance, appreciation, because it's like a person who's ready to do anything for the drug. Steal, lie, cheat, do anything. Because once a dependency...
I cheated now by saying excellent without meaning it.
You were cheating while giving the drug.
Yes, because I'm fed up. Because like when somebody travels, it's like I told you, a beggar goes on and on. Okay, how do you throw it? Yeah, get lost.
True, yeah.
You don't give it with love, happiness.
And that's why we said approval need not necessarily mean love. So first check that belief system. I do not need approval for love. And second, approval need not necessarily mean I'm worthy, I'm good. You know, I thought I am good means my self-respect is high, self-esteem is high only when I'm getting the approval of people around me. Because once we get into this approval game, it's not from one or two people then we need approval from everybody. And it's extended to approval from family, approval at work, approval from society. Then we'll start wanting approval from everybody. And that's what we saw the other day. Log kya kahenge? Public opinion is because we want approval from everybody. We're not even ready to accept that different people can have different opinions about the same thing. No, I want approval from everybody because then I'm a nice person. So my self-worth, my self-esteem has become dependent on this. The third thing that now I really need to explore and work with is instead of asking for it, can I start giving it instead?
Giving what?
Approval, acceptance and appreciation, only because whatever I give, I get it first. So if I am craving for it and I need to satisfy that craving and people around me don't seem to be satisfying it for me, they're not doing it for me, and so my craving is increasing. And spirituality is teaching us whatever you give, you get. The only thing is we took it in another sense. You know, we thought whatever you give, you get, which meant I'll give it to you and then I'll get it from you.
Then I expect it from you.
Yeah. But spirituality was not saying whatever you give, you get. Spirituality was teaching us whatever you give, you first get.
Oh, I
Not
want you to
give.
repeat this. This is wonderful. Okay, if I give you from my pocket like this and I'll get, it's not that way.
No, that is in physical things. In physical things.
Whatever thought I create first and to give it to you, I get that thought.
Yeah, didn't we see it every time? If I criticize others, I feel it first. If I'm angry with others, I feel it first. If I appreciate others,
if I criticize others, I get that feeling first.
Don't we create critical energy? How comfortable and peaceful is a person inside who's criticizing? How happy is a person who is angry with others? Can't be, because I get it first.
So I attack myself first.
Always. Always.
I'm the first victim.
And similarly, absolutely. And similarly with the other list. If I give love, I get it first. If I give happiness, I get it first. If I respect you, I get it first. If I talk sweetly to somebody, I feel nice.
You mean to say if I don't talk respectfully to others, I don't respect myself?
No. The effect created when I don't talk respectfully to others, that impact is felt by me first.
But also if you go deep down, is there somewhere which I do not approve of my own self and I do not respect me, or am I going it
Yes, it
a little
is.
bit too
No, it is. It just
deep
gets a little
inside?
deeper, but it is because your respect, your concept of respect is dependent on other people obeying you. Till people obey me, that means they don't respect me, and which means my respect is dependent on other people obeying, and so to get them to obey me, I can say anything to them because I don't have self-respect. Anybody who doesn't have self-respect is waiting for respect from other people, and that's why if you want respect, give it first, because while giving, you're getting it. And of course, the second stage is true that when you give it, you get it, but then when you give it, you also get it. But you're not waiting for that getting. You're not waiting to get
It's
it
an
from the other
automatic
person.
process.
Because you already got it. It's
Yeah,
like
but
suppose
the
giving
rest is
you,
in
it
as a
just gets
bonus.
into motion.
It's
Yeah,
a bonus.
absolutely. It's in the cycle. It's like suppose I give you a gift and I get it first, but then you also give me a gift. But because I already got it first, I'm so happy that I'm no longer dependent on you giving it to me, which means now you have the liberty to give it or not give it. So my dependency, my expectations will start reducing. Now once I understand this, and most important, deepest aspect, I am a loveful soul. So where am I begging for love? It's me. It's my property. I'm radiating it to the world, and while radiating it, I'm feeling it. But because I forgot this, I shifted from giving it to asking for it, and while I was asking for it, I became dependent, I became insecure, I had desires which were unfulfilled, and the minute all this happened, I couldn't experience my love and purity. It takes a second to shift from your original nature to this dependency, and when I shift, I don't experience my original nature.
So it takes a second, they say, from a king to a pauper.
Absolutely. Here it is. Inside. It is a game going on constantly between being a master to a slave. Understanding? Slave. Again, you can become a master. And now somebody who acquires this gradually, it won't happen like today year 1 and tomorrow 100. Gradually, we're working on ourselves. I'm a loveful being. I will be with everybody, accept what they're saying, accept them, but not begging for love. It's me. My self-esteem starts increasing. Once my self-esteem starts increasing, need for the drug will start reducing because I have started approving and accepting myself. I have started appreciating my qualities and my work. Now I'm not dependent on other people's appreciation to feel good. The wife who was working the whole day cooking your meal, she was waiting for your appreciation in the night to feel good. If she had appreciated herself while working, which means felt nice while doing it, rather than saying, I'll feel nice when this happens, then even if you forget to appreciate, she's already happy. So accept and appreciate yourself. Now when a soul reaches there, their self-respect is very high. Now saying no, if we cannot do something, if we do not have the capacity, or if my value system doesn't allow me to do it. A lot of times we're doing things against our values and principles, only because of getting approval from others. Now, having that strength to say no will be there, but it will be an assertive no, which means no disrespect.
Assertive, that's I was exactly
assertive and reactive. Today sometimes children can say no to parents. That's not an assertive no, that's a reactive no. That's a angry no. That is a no without compassion and without understanding. It's just because I want to have my way. Ego. There's a little difference. Something done egoistically and something done with self-respect. When it's self-respect, I will understand my capacity. I will also understand the other person's need, why they want me to do this. I will retain my self-respect and yet be able to say, I understand exactly what you want.
By the word, when you use the understand word, a thought came across how easily I accept a man saying no to a chocolate or the best sweet in the world when he says I have diabetes.
Perfect. Perfect.
I just don't feel bad.
Yes.
Oh, you have diabetes? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So this is understanding, compassion and respect based on knowledge. Knowledge that sweet is not comfortable to him because he has diabetes. Now just remove that line of knowledge. Suppose you don't know that he has diabetes and he says, no, I'm sorry, I can't have this sweet. Then there's going to be hurt and offense. I cooked so much for them. I bought these best sweets from outside and now they're saying they don't want to eat. Lack of empathy, lack of understanding for the other person. So the one saying no should be very clear with their communication. I'm saying no because I understand you want me to do this. I really appreciate you wanting me to do this. I would have loved to do this for you, but 1, 2, 3, I have diabetes, which means I have this problem. My physical strength, my financial strength, or simply my value system does not allow me to do this, and I hope you will understand. Now take your time to understand me. That's insight, which means if you don't understand me immediately, I will not withdraw my respect and say, they don't like me anymore. No, I understand that they will take some time to understand. This will be self-respect. But then, like you read out for us last time, anyone who values themselves will eventually get value from people around them, even if it takes a little time. It's okay.
That's what I asked you. If I disrespect others...
This is not disrespect.
No, but I have to respect myself.
And if you're respecting yourself...
If I have self-esteem,
Yeah.
that I really love myself, respect myself, and of course not disrespecting others.
Yes.
So self-esteem is necessary.
Absolutely.
Clarity is necessary for the lady who did the MBA.
Yes.
But one more thing we cannot forget, that people do change, you know. You change, I change. What is the meaning of maturity?
Right.
Your thoughts change, your ideas change.
Absolutely.
You grow.
So eventually, people will understand me. Let me have the courage, the conviction to start living my
Courage,
life.
conviction and patience.
Patience, yes. To live my life the way I am comfortable. And even if I want to do things what others have asked me to do, let me first become comfortable and then do it. Even if it takes me 10 minutes to make myself comfortable, it could take me 10 days to make myself comfortable. Each one, depending on the situation also, depending on their power to work with themselves. But I should bring it out into action only after I've told myself, I am comfortable doing this and I'm doing it for myself. Then the results will always be beautiful. Like what you had shared with us earlier, take control of yourself before taking control of situations outside.
Beautiful.
That line fits everywhere. Thank you. That's why for it.
I should thank you, sister.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. If you wish to discuss your problem or have a question to ask or want to know your nearest Rajayoga Meditation Center, write to us at awakeningwithbks@gmail.com or call us on 099 99 744 555.